Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. I'm going to consider this Reading Between the Lines or RBTL news segment based on the past patch. And you guys, everybody who's watching YouTube on a regular in terms of like Epic 7 content, you should be either very sick of or maybe you're very happy about all the rant videos going on. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video as a kind of like a feedback and reply or response to Epic 7 and the developers at Epic 7 to respond back to us. And I think no matter what the changes are below, and I already pre-read this rather, we should still be kind of like just trust them that they're still doing stuff, they're still hearing us, which is really fantastic. First things first, we're just gonna go and talk about this. So basically three areas of improvement, and basically all touching upon the recent patches, like the big features that we all complained about: the pet system, the equipment conversion, and the world boss. So it took them about 3 days or 4 days to kind of come up with a way to address us. So this is very good, so let's keep that in mind. I will have my feedback and thoughts on the actual improvements listed here, although we have to note that this is all tentative, so none of this is set in stone, and even they themselves say it multiple times that, you know, they still might change it depending on the, you know, they're gathering data from our use of using these features. And I suppose like the pet one, they don't need to really gather data anymore, but for world boss they do. So anyways, regarding the improvements of the pet system, two things are pretty much kind of proposed here. Number one is that we're gonna have one pet for free every day, so similar like the free Covenant daily summon. Now to me, this is already good enough. This is good enough. I always saw that the pet system, at least the raising of the pets, not the auto battle feature, okay, just the raising of the pets and the skills itself, I always thought this as like a long-term progress thing. Like, unless you're a super like a mega whale, you should not have a pet that has like 3 triple S skills at max affinity within like the first 2 weeks or something like that. That's just ridiculous, unless you just have unless you're the luckiest person in the world. So to me, what was missing was the flow of the consistent pets. Like, even myself, I'm not free to play, but I had a problem like going after pets. Like I spent 5 million to 5 million bundle and an additional 500,000, and I think I did spend 500 Skystone once, and then just saw like the RNG was just complete garbage. I don't want to touch it anymore. Like, I wouldn't even risk one, right? So the rest after those ones, now a lot of people can still say that, oh, that's actually a lot of pets that you summon. Not as much as like I would say like the top guilds, or at least the whales or the pay to play players. But most of the other ones are all from those free daily check-ins or the compensation rewards, all the pet summoning tickets that everybody has gotten. So one of my major problems is like, okay, if we're gonna try to keep the pets on a slow grind as they intended it to do, they had to somehow give us something like this. So I think this actually solves a lot in terms of, again, the raising of the pets, right? So one a day means that it's either fodder or it's something that's actually useful. So to me, that solves it. The problem with me, I think I have, is this. So additionally, we will introduce a new daily reputation that others can regularly obtain homemade snacks. To be honest, I think this is gonna be in line with the daily summon. So like, you summon one pet, maybe you get like, let's say 10 homemade snacks. I'm hoping for like 20 a day. That would be nice. 20 a day would be really nice. Though at my pace, but I know that people want more. However, I still don't think that they're really hearing us in this sense. Like, okay, maybe you spent a lot of time developing homemade snacks, but I think what people really want is no homemade snacks. no hard limit to just having like a full auto thing. And you know, this has been mentioned on other videos, and you know, everybody should sort of know this, is that like there are players running macros anyway. So like, I don't know, did you want to keep the macro scripters in business, so you give homemade snacks so the macro players will still continue to pay for the macro? I don't know, I'm not quite sure. Regardless, I do think that the long term and really the only fix to this, to if Smilegate doesn't want any more complaints, the only fix to this is actually just remove the homemade snacks entirely and then just do full auto. Now look, my perspective is that I'm fine if they give us like 20 homemade snacks. That's me personally, because that's as much as I can auto run a day anyway. But I think for the sake of the community, everybody wants it for like completely free, and I personally, that's what I thought the pets was gonna be. I mentioned that on other videos, so I'm not gonna get into that any further. The thing is, like, yeah, will take place in December. So these improvements, along with other improvements regarding the pets, will take place in December. So we are in December right now. So I know that people can get like a bit nervous, but the thing is, like, at least they give us sort of like a rough date, right? At least within the next like 20, 28, 29 days, we might see the change. So I'm hoping as soon as the Wednesday patch. I'm hoping, but you know, whatever, fingers crossed. Second thing would be the improvements to the equipment conversion. Now, again, depending on what this looks like in terms of their actual fix, I can't say this is a good thing or not yet, except that they have heard us and they are addressing it. So again, let's keep let's keep our heads on here. So yeah, so in addition to this, basically, oh yeah, okay, so I did want to read this. It's pretty funny. I have to say that I know they're a business, so they want to keep in business. So the way they're like responding back is so civil that if you're a player and you're reading this and you're watching this video and you don't know what's happened in the past 4 days, it almost feels like, look at this. In regards to equipment conversion, our heirs have voiced discontent regarding the limited ways we can receive equipment conversion. Okay, that part, and then this other part, this here. By implementing these changes, we hope to reduce the discomfort our heirs felt when they were crafting equipment. They almost paint us as the players, or at least the majority of the community. They almost paint us as saints. It's pretty funny, but it's pretty ironic because it's not really the case. Obviously, yes, if you, like I said, if you have watched the videos and just the community on multiple threads, you know what it was like. We were definitely not just discontent or had like discomfort. It was definitely more funny than that. Anyways, regardless, I'm just saying that I know they're working on a business here, so obviously they don't want to make us sound any worse than we were. Regardless, the equipment conversion gems, saying that basically the two things are problems. Equipment conversion gem as a rarity, in terms of like you can only purchase it through the guild shop and then the transmit shop, and then at the moment the stupid hoochie shop. I just don't recommend people skystoning for that yet. But at that point, I think they're exactly right, and the community is right to voice that. I mentioned that on the patch note. I'm like, whoa, not everybody's gonna have like multiple silver transmit stones to throw down every week, including ego fragments and the more important Malagora. It's just not gonna be really possible. So I mean, they're basically saying that they're gonna have it as an increased drop in the world boss. I don't know, like, okay, so here, we will first increase the probability at which the equipment conversion gems are given from the world boss. So, to me, based on this proposal itself, like, I would almost want to see just all of the good rewards be increased, the probability at the world boss. I'm not sure if I'm doing world boss just for the equipment conversion gems. Like, that's my thought. So if you are increasing the probability of the equipment conversion gem, does that lower the probability of the really cool elemental summons? Because if you get those 4-5-star ones, man, those are darn good. And there's Malagora in that too, and Gold Transmit Stone. So like, are you lowering the percentage of the other ones? If that is the case, I would prefer that you come up with a different system for the equipment conversion gem. Although, depending, I guess it depends on how easy it is to craft the quality grade ones, like the epic grade ones. This might maybe worth it. So for example, like, I guess if it takes like maybe only 3 pieces of like a heroic, I'm just exaggerating a bit, paint a picture. If it takes 3 heroics to get you an epic or something, okay, maybe getting more gems is better because you would be using that quite a bit. But at the same time though, you are limited to only 2 pieces per equipment per month. So yeah, that goes back to the question. I'm not 100% sure if you should put that as the world boss thing. Maybe even lower it in the transmit stone, like transmit shop. Lower the price to like, I don't know what would be a fair price. But anyways, you guys work it out. Devs, that's your job. Work that out. But I think that you could make it accessible and lower price for like free to play players without ruining the other rewards. I'm gonna talk about the world boss rewards on the part 3 here, but that's my thoughts on this. And then of course, yes, increase the quality grade of the equipment crafted via conversion. We'll see. So that's pending. I think that's a good thing to do. At this moment, I think if people wanted to play around with the conversion system, which I haven't done, apparently you can take something as low as like I forgot what the minimum requirement for the gear is. Like, it's a 48, a 44. I don't remember. I think it's a 44. The lowest grade possible. If you plus 15 that, apparently it costs like no gold, and you run like and you max like to plus 15 it, and then it costs like lower charms or something, lesser experience for it. You run 2 of those as fodder, and then you run the other T85s. You might be able to get a T85 epic out of it pretty cheap. That was a tip I heard yesterday on stream. I thought that was pretty cool. You're basically rolling the possibility of like a one or like an 80% chance of getting a T85 back as an epic, as opposed to the 44. You get about 20%. So 10 slots, 2 of them plus 15. I think something like that. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't checked it out myself, but I think people are already doing that. But regardless, they are saying that they will actually compensate. So we will compensate the areas of excess equipment that has been used in order to receive high quality grade. I don't know what that will look like. So at the moment, they are saying that they will inform us about the compensation method as well later when the compensation system is ready. So again, we don't know how long we're gonna wait for that. So I'm kind of on the fence of like dabbing into it. Like, I have not touched that conversion at all. Whereas I know some players who even though it was bad, they still tried it out and just basically confirmed it was bad. Some people did get like decent gear, so I mean, it's all RNG. The thing of the fix here is basically making it more easy so that when you do get bad RNG, you don't get super salty at it. I think that's basically it. Alright, and then the improvements to the world boss. Now, I didn't know about this, and maybe I have missed the memo in terms of like the patch notes, but it says that the current world boss is in preseason. Improvements are scheduled to be taken at the regular season. I think that might be a bad thing. I mean, it depends how fast preseason is done with. Like, if preseason is done within a week, I think that would help a lot. But at the same time, at the moment, I think the general consensus is that the disappointing part is the world boss, how long it took for Smilegate to implement the world boss, and the result was like, it's really boring. But in terms of like the world boss itself, so if you don't look at the amount of time they spent on it, the amount of hype that people generated based on like some of the early dev notes, if you just look at the world boss as it is right now, for 20 energy, the rewards are kind of like like, I think for the ease of it, like it literally takes you 2 seconds. You hit autofill, you hit auto battle, you hit skip, you get your rewards, you do it again, and then you're done for the day. In terms of like the energy actually used to get the rewards back, it could be salty, it could be actually really good, depends what you get out of it. But I think mostly people are just thinking it's really boring. So in the sense of like getting rewards or anything beyond this point, making the world boss give better rewards or whatever, I think that's a good thing. So with that said though, I do have some criticisms even on the proposal here. So like I said, the start of the regular season, like I don't know if I want to wait that long. I don't know if the community wants to wait that long. I don't, like I said, because how easy it is, this could be okay. But even in the regular season, now we can finally use guild member supporters. I totally thought that you could have used it by now. But again, I think that's my problem, because I must have missed that memo, because my whole assumption was that you could have used the supporters already. They discussed the mechanic behind it, like you can only use 1 guild member per run, so you can't use the same guild member again. But anyways, this is quite interesting. regardless, this is where I might have a problem with, I think. So we will introduce a rank higher than SSS. Okay, anyways, let me continue reading. And provide improved rewards for this new rank. In addition to this new rank, we also plan to restructure and improve the current rewards. So for me right now, I don't know if it really makes sense. Like, why do you need a higher rank than SSS? Like, you're breaking some already like set standards. Like, this is like 4 S's now. Like, are we gonna see that in like Hall of Trials? Basically what I think is like they could just retroactively like scale down the rewards in terms of like this. So SSS currently the rewards are like blah, just make them really good, and then the preceding SS make them really good as well. S make it really like okay good or something, and then A, and you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know why you need to introduce a higher rank. Maybe it's just for like the top players that can reach that, but at the same time I'm like I don't know if that was the problem. I'm not sure if that was the problem though. I think it could have been the problem where top players are saying that, hey, then there's no incentive of being so top, because then like, you know, this newbie that joined like 2 weeks ago, you know, he could get the same rewards as me. Like, maybe that was a complaint. I wasn't aware about that, but I think it was like the overall in general, all the rates of the rewards and the rewards themselves were pretty bad. I think that was the complaint. So I'm not 100% sure if going a higher rank would be better, but the second note would have already addressed the higher rank in my opinion. So like, if they're gonna restructure and improve the current rewards, could you not just do that for the SSS and then make that like the higher rank one? I'm not quite sure if I'm making sense, but I don't know. But yeah, I guess quadruple S, that might be a thing. I just think it's kind of lame. I think it's kind of like triple S already sounds like, I think in most gaming triple S is like the highest rank for anything, right? I think so. I think like, yeah, I don't think anything go. Maybe triple, like quadruple S. I've never seen that in a game myself in any sort of tiering system. So in my opinion, yeah, just honestly just rescale the rewards and that will work. I mean, it makes sense that way. Furthermore, once the regular season begins, we will introduce World Boss Battle contribution points. Now, this I'm pretty interested in. This is something that I didn't really think about, but this could definitely work. So basically, it's kind of like Hall of Trials. I would say Hall of Trials, the wisdom gaze, the currency you gain from actually doing it. I would say it's more of like participation rewards, not so much actual like rewards for you like getting high score or whatever. I would call like wisdom gaze from Hall of Trials like more participation rewards, and then you can use those participation rewards to trade for some cool stuff. Basically, this is kind of like the same thing. So world boss contribution points, so the heirs are guaranteed to receive rewards regularly participating in the world battles. It's just like every kind of currency right now. Conquest points if you do arena, the glory crest if you do well, not the glory crest, the commander's armband if you do guild war, the glory crest if you actually participate in aiding and all that stuff. So this is nice. Definitely didn't think about that, but then there's most likely going to be like a list that we can clear out or something. That would be nice for sure. Gear would be nice, you know, all that jazz. Sweet. So that's good. We fully take into account. Okay, so we will fully take into account our heirs world boss battles played during the preseason prior to finalizing the details. Standards of the new ranking system. Again, don't bother with this. Just don't. So like, if getting all of this above proposal implemented into the game because you need more data, just don't do it. Just literally reconstruct the current reward system and implement that to us sooner. That would be great. And then you can add the world boss battle contribution points at a later date. I don't mind that. Like, if it's a new system that they're adding, they need to work out some bugs or kinks or something like that. Okay, that's totally fair. But if it really is because you are like waiting for us, like what data are you trying to gain to make this? I guess they're trying to see like what's the highest like score like the top players are getting, maybe, and then kind of working your way down, maybe. But again, I really don't think the new ranking system is necessary. In fact, I think introducing a new ranking system may possibly actually make people more salty again. So I don't know. I think you just we already, like, the community is already like upset at the current features. If you fix the current ones, you're no longer gonna add more, I don't know, more reasons to blame, so to speak. So I mean, there's that saying, right? Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Obviously, you have a lot to fix right now, so that really doesn't apply here. But in terms of like fix what you currently have, quote unquote, broken, and I think we should be good. Don't add in anything new, especially right now. It's too hot. It's too hot right now. It's too crazy. So anyways, so let's see, so improving, preparing world arena, so RTA. Okay, so everybody, so there's two sides to this. I think this is quite interesting as well. People who have been really disappointed at all of the current features, at least these big three in top here, are saying that, okay, maybe if RTA comes, it's gonna fix the game. In my opinion, it won't. In my opinion, it won't fix the game. The game's problem is not because it's lacking RTA. It was never the case. If people had a problem with it, it was never because they were missing RTA. I know people are saying that because of the lack of content, they think RTA is going to be regular content. But in my opinion, RTA is going to be like every other feature. You do it, and for a while, the hardcores will continue on. The people who are not hardcore, it's just like regular arena at the moment, and they might just not do it. That's just my opinion. I think that's just human behavior. But anyways, RTA, I know a lot of people are waiting for it, so nothing against that. But hopefully they don't mess it up. For their sake, hopefully they don't mess it up. I don't think they can take another hit right now. Additional improvement measures. The last thing is, again, they're saying the world of Epic 7 has been progressing thanks to the help of our heirs. We ask for continuous feedback from our heirs, and we will do our best to listen to the voice of the heirs so that we can provide an even better gaming environment for everyone. So again, like per my rant video, my mood or my emotions towards Epic 7 and the developers has not changed. I can be critical where criticism is due, but I'm not going to hate them for this. And like I said, I have to give them credit for being able to put this out like at the beginning of the week. This is definitely like something good. And I know that even after this, not a lot of the community member will still be like happy about it. But I think a lot of the ones that are on the angry side will already calm down already. So to me, again, this is why I said, let's be patient and wait for them, and they're already doing it. So hopefully the actual implementations of the improvements will be good. But again, let's not expect them to nail it on the head like in one go. I'm pretty sure like feedback back and forth, what makes sense, like in the economy and the game and stuff, it's gonna take like maybe one or two passes. So for example, like the pets have taken, now this is the second time they're coming back to enhance it, which again, it just shows me that they are going and touching upon these things. So I have my trust in them for sure. So anyways, that's my thoughts on this improvement notice. I'm gonna end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.